Hello and welcome to the Perth Blue Baggers pod. My name is Louis, your host.
And I'm Marty on special comments.
So today we'll be reviewing yet another loss to the Filth. And then we'll be doing a preview of our clash with Gold Coast in round 20. So, I don't think we'll ever beat the Filth again.
We will, for sure. No, but they're certainly good at the wood over us at the moment, and that's really disappointing. Look, this was a disappointing game in so many respects. There was a lot riding on it. We were really expecting the boys to bounce back after a really poor effort against Hawthorn. So there really was... they had a lot to play for, really. And frankly, they were second to the ball. They weren't running very effectively. They certainly weren't running it. Didn't move the ball well. There wasn't enough running back with the football when we didn't have the footy.
Yeah.
All those things that we talked about having improved under Fraser, none of them were evident. In fact, I think this was a first half of the season performance, really. I know we didn't work up a big lead and then blow it, but pretty much everything else, all those other traits, we won more of the footy than them. But we never looked like winning.
I think it was, the skill and execution was deplorable, really, especially...
Yeah, and number of stupid turnovers and number of goals they got off turnovers.
We know that the Collingwood are one of the best ranked teams on transition lately. I think maybe second. And then you cough up a turnover, of course they're going to go and capitalise on it if they have the personnel.
The ball over all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it weren't bad in the first quarter. 2 goals for, only trailed by a couple of points. Again, as usual, we missed a heap of shots in front of goal.
That's becoming a real issue.
Kemp and Cripps probably the main offenders, but they weren't alone. 2 goals for, but that half time they only led by 8 points, and they should have been up by much more than that. In the third quarter, really, we actually had a patch there where we kind of took it to them and actually hit the lead.
Yeah.
And then the back half of the third quarter was appalling. And we just didn't fire a shot in the fourth when we really needed to.
Yeah.
It was just incredibly disappointing. I think they probably should have won by more, if I could be frank. I just think we never looked in the hunt.
Okay.
There were so many, missed opportunities in front of goal, especially when it mattered. I don't know why. Hewitt was on Dacos early, but Dacos just got the better of him. He seems to always play well against us.
And I saw Jagger have that matchup, and I saw Cowan given it for a second or two, maybe. And
I don't know how many of them were directly playing on him other than him.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they weren't doing the job very effectively because he got away on all of them.
I heard Fraser talk about it pre-game. We have a few plans for him. Clearly they didn't work. So... Yeah, he went rampant.
He's a very good player. I'll give him that. He's a very good player. He's hard to contain. It wasn't just about...
No one's been able to contain him this year. So he deserved the Brownlow in my opinion. So that it's those types of players you just can't. You just need to have an all-round team performance and hope that your guys work together better than the other team. That sounds pretty cliche.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just beaten man to man in most cases.
Yeah.
There's a few players that will point out they had pretty good games. Certainly, and sometimes we had 15 or 16 players we might have named. Well, I wouldn't be naming anything like that number.
No.
Frankly, there wasn't that many of them that can hold their heads high having beaten their opponent, really.
Yep. It might have impacted the game, but...
It might have beaten the game, but how many of them beat their direct opponents?
Yeah. Did they keep them accountable? I don't know, but we'll assess that later. Let's get into the stats of the game.
Well, we had more possessions, more clearances, more marks, never looked in the hunt. I think one of the biggest indicators as to how we went was the tackle count, which we lost 72 to 48.
Jeez.
That's in a game where possession was relatively even, so it just showed that we weren't playing with enough intensity, really.
Yeah.
You would expect us to have a higher tackle count when we didn't get any of the ball, but we actually got more ball than them. We were a long way short in that respect on the whole. And I think the fact that we had more disposals than them but never looked in the hunt that just shows how poorly we were using the ball.
Yeah.
And that we talked about this earlier on, that the massive change under Fraser was how effectively we moved the ball inside 50.
Yeah.
Now, there is one concession I'll make, and that losing Harry McKay so early in the game was particularly bad for us.
Yeah.
We don't have much leeway now with Curnow having gone. McKay is especially important, and I think that really hurt us.
Yeah. No, we 9 contested marks to 1 was the discrepancy between the two sides there. So very
So we're
much
not
beaten
getting
airily.
contested marks, but remember what the club had done more effectively since Fraser came in was look for options that weren't just big bombs.
Yeah.
You know, short passes inside 50, you know, that kind of stuff. There was not nearly enough of that. The ball would come in and it would go straight back out again.
Yeah.
And when we did get, because we actually had more inside 50s than them.
I think we were actually still decent at moving from D50 to forward 50, but it was just that 70-metre arc kick that we just always seem to stuff up.
Well, when you have more inside 50s, 53 to 51, and you only kick 10 goals in a game.
Yeah. What's the goal efficiency? 18%, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was atrocious.
Efficiency inside 50, 45, and they went at 27% goal efficiency.
Yeah, so big difference.
Yeah, I think I also want to point to 2 stats. So we ranked 16th in the league for goal efficiency this season, at 22% from memory, and then also shots at goal accuracy, 18th in the league.
My goodness.
Yeah, so
I think probably Kemp's one of the worst offenders.
yeah,
And he was bad again.
I think, look, I completely agree with all this narrative that he completely deserves to be criticised for his goal kicking, but then I've been seeing people that take it way too far and then start criticising him
overboard
and calling him names
best.
and whatever.
He's doing his best.
It's just pathetic.
It's just something. It's not just him either. There's a whole range of them. I think
Ollie Hollands cops it. Akers cops it. I don't know. Anyone's.
And look, we were comprehensively outplayed in the end anyway, so it doesn't just come down to kicking. But I think we could have had a better first quarter if we hadn't have missed shots. So
Yeah.
in the first quarter alone, 2 goals for. So Kemp misses 1, Ainsworth misses 1, Byrne misses 1, and Florent misses 1. So it's not just one guy. I think Kev also had one that didn't even score or something. Same with Cripps. Tried to snap it and just went sideways.
Oh, that was atrocious.
So, some things that don't turn up in the stat sheet would have made that 10-9 look a lot worse,
Yeah.
I think, in terms of how we went. But I think this was back to, we'd improved our offence. And the last 2 games, really, we sucked. We've gone back to, bad Carlton in that respect. So, there's a chance against an out-of-form Gold Coast to turn this around. Some people say we're out of contention for the 8. I don't see it just yet.
No.
Obviously, we would have really wanted to win that match, but we're in touch with the 8. We do have Brisbane and Fremantle coming up.
Yeah, we can still afford to lose 2 matches.
Yeah, so I think probably we need to win all the others to have even a chance now.
Yeah, I'm still quite delusional. I think we can do it.
Well, you still got flaggers for 25 on your thing.
26.
Flaggers for 26.
Yeah.
On your thing. So,
Well, keep in context, last year I had to change the name at round 19, or 18 actually, when we played Brisbane last year.
It's round 18 now.
Yeah, so we've done a bit better in that sense, I guess.
But if we only had top 8, 8th place is now 42 and we're 32. So we're 10 points off the top 8. So I think you'd just about be raising the flag.
Yeah, it would have happened by now.
So are we really that much better?
Well,
we're probably on a par with how we were last year.
9 wins last year, and now we're at 8 wins. If we win one more, that means we kind of equalise it, neither progressed or regressed. But there's certain aspects that you could look at, but I'm sure we'll cover that in a season review.
I think that probably if we win some of the remaining games and just struggle to miss out, I think you really got to look at those early losses that we really shouldn't have lost. All those close ones where we choked and gave up leads. But look, this was a disappointing one because we were pretty much level. We were pretty close to Collingwood in the ladder.
Yeah.
And whereas Hawthorn was a top 4 team, Collingwood was around us on the ladder. We talked about how you got to beat the teams around you on the ladder.
At the mid-season review, we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
And so far, that's one that bites the dust, but the rest are certainly feasible. Maybe not Brisbane, because when we were assessing it, Brisbane was around our level, but now they've climbed and they look like top 4 worthy. So
yeah. Well, look, I would say the Suns, Saints, and Dogs are winnable.
Yeah.
And that could get us to 11. Whether there'll be enough, who knows? Our percentage isn't great.
Yeah, we might have to rely on St Kilda to lose a few games.
Who knows?
Lose a game.
But I guess we'll see.
Well, also, thank you, Bombers. They helped. Giants. Giants are the most confusing team there is.
So how does this happen where you beat the number 1 team in the league and the following round you lose the number 18 team?
Unbelievable. Yeah. I don't think anyone can explain it.
Anyway, disappointing. The stats show that we had opportunities and just didn't take them.
Yeah.
I just don't think we looked that dangerous with the ball ever. I also think our chasing, we kind of got sucked into the contest and got sucked into the guy with the ball. They ran the overlap on us continuously, and we were always getting sucked in and we weren't running with players.
Yeah.
So there's too many players running free, and it's Collingwood's way. But given we knew how they were played, we just didn't seem to have an answer there, and I got frustrated. One of the things that really annoys you is just how often their players are getting free when they got the ball.
That sounds very similar to the fade-out problem.
Yeah, I think we're slipping back into old ways where we're just not running hard enough when we're down the footy, and also where we kind of drawn like honey to the pot. If there's a player with the football and there's 2 of us, we both try and tackle him, and he hand passes off to the other guy. So it's 2 on 2, right?
Yeah.
We both charge him, and he handballs the other one. Like, we're getting sucked in like that. There wasn't enough running with players. There wasn't enough manning up of players. So I think that really exposed us.
Yeah, I agree. So transition defence was not adequate.
It just wasn't there.
Bit of news. Harry McKay, as we know, got down with that injury. Surprisingly, is a test this week, which I am surprised about.
We need him out there. I hope he can get up. And we still don't have Wiedering back, and we're just lacking that bit of experience at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's very important for structure, and he had been playing well. So we want him back out in the park. We don't have a lot of other really good, consistent targets, I think. So
we might need to target a free agent come trade period. A few on the mind.
Yeah, I think that there's a gap there. And look, what we've got is makeshift forwards that we're trying to turn into forwards at the moment. But both him and McGovern, particularly McGovern's been very
Kemp's
accurate.
a good third tall.
But I think they're probably
at best.
McGovern and Kemp are third talls, not second talls.
Actually, I take it back. Kemp isn't a good third tall. Certainly
if he got his goal kicking right, he'd be all right. He creates opportunities. He knows how to get the footy.
Mitch McGovern is actually our most accurate set shot this year at 57%.
I think out of all those guys, probably I'd rather the ball in his hands, but that's not actually saying a lot at the moment because we don't have a lot of real reliable shots on goal.
No, it's not good. More news. They've, according to Sam McClure, don't know how trustworthy he is, but he believes that they've gone down to 4 candidates for the coaching panel, Carlton coaching selections, really. Corey Enright, Jamie Graham, James Kelly, is it, I think? And apparently Fraser is now in part of the process.
Is he actually part of the process, or is he just someone there the club's just keeping in the mix in case. Has he actually gone into the process?
Well, that's what I'm wondering about. You'd
'Cause
have to ask him.
He hasn't changed his narrative.
Yeah.
And the club previously said they wouldn't be putting anyone in the process unless they wanted to be part of the process.
But maybe
makes
this is
sense.
the way they tell the public by, giving secret sort of media reports.
I would say that they just haven't ruled him out yet.
Okay.
Might be a better way to describe it. Clearly, we said this along. I think this is what the club's perspective is on his performance and on his application, if you like. You would wait until the end of the season.
Yeah.
So you work on the other three. You try and find out as much about them as possible. You might be ranking them at some stage, and you decide whether you bring Fraser into that conversation at the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's how
it's a bit
I
early
think.
now,
That's
'cause-
how I would handle it. Look, of those three ones, I really can't comment. We don't see them. They're not media performers.
No.
They're parts of systems. Some of them are part of more successful systems than others. But does that necessarily mean that's all their fault?
Yeah.
So Jamie Graham's part of the Dockers. They're doing exceptionally well. James Kelly, very successful outfit for quite some time. And Corey Enright, well, the club's not doing well, but he seems to be well regarded by people that know him.
Yeah.
So, how's it all stack up? Who really knows? You could say Graham Wright has successfully selected coaches before.
Yeah.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing. And
Heck of a lot's riding on it.
a lot is riding on that. I reckon that they'll be ranking those three for their own purposes and making that kind of call. Then waiting to the end of the season, see what the full report card is on Fraser and whether he could be considered or not.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, you've got the 7 weeks, which looked amazing, and then we've been found out in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What that tells me is that we've got a more competitive team under Fraser, but some of those fundamentals are yet to be properly resolved.
Mm.
And some of those teams are working us out.
These last two teams were coached by coaches that were selected by Graham Wright. Fly
Interesting, yeah,
and
yeah.
Mitchell.
Yep. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I don't think Collingwood has that much better list than we have. I know they've got Dacos as a gun. Their overall pound-for-pound players are not exceptional. But the fact that they're touted us up pretty competently, that shows
Twice.
That shows we've got to get our coaching our system right.
Yeah.
Because they're playing a brand of football where they know how to work together. And our players, we did turn over a lot of players last year.
Mm.
But on the whole, I think the recruits we've got are good, but they've still got everyone's got to pull their weight.
Yeah. Interesting discussion. Now we move on to our MVP votes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your 5 votes goes to.
Oh, look, it's got to be Patrick Cripps.
Yep. Despite
Easily
the goal
Collins'
kicking.
best. Look, there's 2 goals, should be more goals, but he did get 30 touches and 2 goals.
Yeah.
6 tackles, so that's equal team high. 7 score involvements, equal team high. He was just in just about everything.
Yeah.
Probably, for mine, it would have to be Dacos 1, Cripps 2 on the ground. So he was clearly our best player.
Yeah.
I think I actually thought it was a bit stiff not to get the second most coaches' votes. There's a tendency by some people just to keep on giving the team that wins all the votes.
Yeah.
Darcy Cameron was okay. I didn't think he deserved more coaches' votes than Cripps.
Maybe they looked at fantasy.
Oh, who knows? It was very weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, really consistent games from Cripps. So he's probably getting 2 votes from the Brownlow.
Yep.
Yeah, this one.
I also had him for 5. Just really good game apart from the goal kicking. But, still defying the doubters.
Yep.
Let's
All
see,
these
it's
critics
washed.
from earlier on, how they look now, eh?
Yeah. Kane Corns, Damien Barrett.
All right. 4.
Yep,
For me, Nick Haynes.
Okay, yeah.
Superb again with 10 marks. Most on the ground, 7 intercepts, 86% efficiency, is very efficient. He was very cool under pressure. He's one of those people that repelled many thrusts there. So he was just I thought it was a really consistent game of his. And he's having a damn good season, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So that was my 4.
Yeah, he had 5 intercept marks. Wow.
That's a lot,
yeah,
intercept marks.
It's good on him. I do have him in my votes at number 1, but my 4 votes goes to Jagger. 29 disposals, 12 contested possessions, 5 score involvements, 1 goal, 8 clearances, 6 inside 50s, and 9 ground balls. Maybe his 3rd best game for the year, I'd say.
Pretty good game. Pretty good game. Pretty consistent game. I had him on 3 votes, if that helps.
Yep.
So he was in my votes. What a player he is. It's hard to believe he's still in his rookie season.
Yeah.
He's playing that well. He's already one of our best players.
Incredibly consistent, yes.
Yeah. So he rarely ever puts in a bad game, and another really solid performance from him, I think. That was my 3. Who do you have for 3?
Sam Walsh. Just the 25 disposals, but still had reasonable impact. 6 marks, 5 tackles, 14 contested possessions, which we've noticed he's been getting more contested possessions in the last 2 games. But that's probably because it was rain affected last week. But this week it probably more impressive. But sometimes we like him to have more uncontested possessions.
He's getting his hands dirty, isn't he?
Yes. 5 score involvements, 1 goal, 6 clearances, and 12 ground balls. So good job.
So he's had the most contested possessions.
Yeah.
For the team, more than Cripps, more than Jagger. 14. So it's an interesting game because he normally has a lot more uncontested.
Yeah.
So he's had a majority there. So he's got his hands dirty. He had 5 score involvements, 3 intercepts. So it was pretty damn good game.
Yeah. Can't fault him. He can hold his head high. Your 2 votes.
My 2 votes were Sam Walsh.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So I had Cripps, Haynes, Jagger, Walsh. Look, I probably went slightly different one for the last one.
Okay.
I thought Taylor Byrne was great.
Yeah.
Really loved his game. You know how I like forwards that tackle off the ball. Again, he did some bone-crunching tackles. He's one of those guys that still gets rewarding his running for others.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference between him and Ison and a few others is that he's running without the footy.
Yeah.
I believe 14 touches is the most in his career.
Okay. Yeah.
That he's got. So he did really work hard. I think he deserved his 1 vote for mine.
Yep. Me and Everything Carlton gave him the underrated post this week, so he would make my underrated vote if we did one. He would probably mention the other players of discussion. My 2 votes goes to my boy Billy Wilson, who was quite impactful. 21 disposals, 86% disposal efficiency, 6 marks, 7 intercepts, 6 score involvements, 404 metres gained, and 4 rebound 50s. That's one of his best games so far too.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
And Haynes for the last one.
Yeah, so we had some of the same players in the mix.
Yeah.
Just maybe in slightly different ones, but we both saw Cripps as one of the best players. And, Jagger and Walsh featured prominently. And I thought, Haynes and Taylor both pretty good. Look, I think Harry Dean had another pretty damn solid game as well. You probably got some stats for him. Yeah, it was pretty good.
15 disposals, 5 marks, 9 intercepts, 6 1%ers, 2 intercept marked, and 6 ground balls.
His 9 intercepts was game high.
Yes.
So, these 2 guys they're pretty hard to beat. Dean's particularly good as a one-on-one defender already. This early in his career.
Yeah, it's pretty good to see. Ben Ainsworth, probably one forward that can hold his head high. 18 disposals, 8 marks, 2 goals, 401 metres gained, and 4 inside 50s. He was reasonable.
Yeah, it's particularly good early, I thought. Ainsworth showed a lot, if you ask me.
Yes. Cotter's not too bad. 15 disposals, 7 marks, 5 score involvements, 1 goal, 17 pressure acts, and 4 ground balls. Can't fault his efforts, at least. Yep. Florent, 24 disposals, 5 marks, 5 score involvements, 479 metres gained, 4 inside 50s and 4 rebound 50s. That sometimes with a defence under pressure does require a bit more effort from the rebounders, especially to try and repel attacks, but I think he still did pretty well. Cowan as well, 17 disposals, 4 intercepts, 5 rebound 50s, 6 1%ers. But was he on McCreary? I don't know. Who was on him?
I thought it was Cowan.
Yeah, so not defensively, he wasn't the best, but still impacted. Nick Newman as well, 19 disposals, 9 marks, 4 tackles, 4 score involvements, and 4 rebound 50s. So that's all the players I would like to discuss. Yeah, so not an all-round team performance, barely any forwards, defenders under too much pressure, midfielders did perform well, but ultimately forward connection was not adequate. So we move on to round 20 preview against the Gold Coast Suns, who have lost, is it 7 or 8 in a row?
Their form's pretty atrocious, really. Yeah. So this is a good opportunity for us, and it's in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So this is the match that we need to use to get back on track. And boy, do we need a win to have any chance of making the 10, I think. And I think we can get one against Gold Coast. They're a really stacked team, but they just seem to be horribly out of form at the moment.
And the coach is resigned to the fact that the season's done already, which is not a good rhetoric to have within the club.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You want to aim for some things. I wouldn't even say... I don't think Dean Solomon would say that for Essendon, that the season's done, or whatever they'd say. Work on different ways.
Strange. I mean, we're hearing rumours of rift between player and coach and everything. I mean, you look at guys like Rao, Anderson, Tuke Miller and others in this. Like, they've got a stacked midfield.
Yeah.
Their ruckman's really good. They've got some good forwards, some good backs. They've got some explosive ball winners, and they're just not doing the job at the moment.
Still be a reasonable battle if they, bring.
If they turned up, turn up, we're in trouble because they've got so much talent.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you can't be complacent as well. The games we're expected to win, we often do poorly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's any lay down misère. I do actually think it's going to be quite tight, but I think we can come away with the goods.
Yes, I agree. Predictions?
We think we'll win by about 22 points.
Fair enough, yep. I'm going to say 16 points. And best on ground?
I reckon this one's going to be Sam Walsh.
Okay, yep.
I think he's had a pretty good season. He's been pretty consistent all year. And he's, it doesn't really be just a bad game, but I think he's just about ready to get off the leash.
Yeah.
And if they don't watch him going the other way, some of those midfielders might have their pants pulled down.
Yep. I'm going to say Ben Ainsworth against his former side.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got a lot to prove, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's had a fantastic season. So, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
He's definitely got a lot to prove.
20 disposals and a few goals. Seal the deal.
If he gets in the 20s, he'll be right in the top players because we know that he has impact. And he can hit the scoreboard.
I reckon there's a bit of correlation when he gets quite a few disposal numbers for his midfield time. He usually impacts quite well, and then he's able to kick goals too. So,
whenever Ainsworth is in our top 5 players, it's probably after a win.
Yeah,
because he's the kind of guy that gets the team going.
Yep, great. He's a great connection piece between the midfield and forward line. So there you go. That's our thoughts on the loss to Collingwood and also the preview of Gold Coast in round 20. So make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Perth Bluebaggers Pod and also Carlton Flaggers 2026. No doubt that name will have to change sometime soon. Let's hope not. And then catch us next week for our next instalment. Up the Baggers.
Go on the Blues.